2 people are dead after a possible tornado destroys their mobile home. I'm Leanne Jackson in Montgomery County. We'll tell you more about the tragedy and what neighbors are doing to help. That's coming up on Fox 17 News.
They're cleaning up in Portland after an F2 tornado rips through. I'm Craig Boswell. I'll tell you all about it coming up on Fox 17 News.
And tornadoes leave behind death and destruction in West Tennessee as well. Team coverage on Fox 17 News starts now.
Now, Fox 17 News at 9.
Good evening, I'm Christine Soldner. It's been a deadly and destructive day in Middle Tennessee after several tornadoes and severe storms strike. The National Weather Service confirms 4 separate tornadoes touching down in the mid-state alone. 2 in Montgomery County, which claimed the lives of 2 people, 1 in Robertson and 1 in Sumner County. In addition, storm damage is reported in several other counties, including Carroll, Crockett, Madison, and Tipton. And breaking news from Coffee County, just in the last few minutes, Sheriff's Department officials told Fox 17 News the New Union community endured heavy damage in the latest round of storms tonight. Now, at this moment, the Sheriff's Department tells us the search is on for a 10-year-old boy who disappeared during the storm in New Union. Before we show you the damage across Middle Tennessee, we want to bring you up to speed on the severe weather situation right now in Middle Tennessee. JC Birch is in the Fox 17 Weather Center with that information. JC, what's the latest?
Well, Christine, it's constantly changing. This started late last night, continued this afternoon from 3 p.m. on, and we're still dealing with it. Good thing is the storms are beginning to leave the area. Let's start you off with the most important and the latest, where we're looking as far as severe tornado warnings. That would be in Cumberland, Morgan, Roane, and Anderson counties. Now, these are supposed to expire between 9 and 9:15, but the storm still is moving to the northeast at 50 miles an hour. Now, we're also watching severe thunderstorms. We have warnings in the counties of Cannon, DeKalb, Marshall, Rutherford, Smith, Wilson, and Bedford, because we've been told that a storm system is moving about 10 miles west of Shelbyville, once again moving to the northeast along this cold front at about 50 miles an hour. Now, just to remind you, we still are under a tornado watch for all of Tennessee now. It used to be just Middle Tennessee. Now it's moved on to the eastern sections because, as you can see from our radar, those storms continue to kind of move to the east-northeast as they come in the direction of that cold front, as well as that low pressure system to our northeast. Severe storms will continue until about midnight tonight. The low is dropping down to 52. You will see some colder temperatures behind this front. The good thing is, now that the front is moving through and getting past Rutherford County, past Nashville and Middle Tennessee, we're also going to see a break in the stormy weather, and Christine will just be turning over to showers and colder temperatures, and hopefully we can get the brunt of this really severe weather out of our way because we've had more than 24 hours of this.
Okay, that would be good news. Thanks a lot, JC. Meantime, 2 people are dead after a tornado tore apart a mobile home in Montgomery County. The storm hit early this morning in a rural community east of Clarksville. Dennis and Karen Tooby lost their lives when their mobile home was picked up and blown across the street. Fox 17's Leanne Jackson has the latest from Montgomery County. That story is first on Fox tonight.
Remains of the lives of Karen and Dennis Tooby are strewn across the fields of Port Royal Road.
There's stuff scattered for a mile down through there.
The Tooby's trailer was in the path of destructive high winds that hit early Sunday morning, killing the middle-aged couple and turning their mobile home into rubble.
The wind was just blowing real hard, and of course it made a noise, but it didn't last but a few minutes, and the lights went out at the same time.
A neighbor discovered the wreckage and called the police.
By the time I arrived, we had K-9 units on the scene sifting through the debris. We had investigators on the scene. It was just pure bedlam.
The force of the wind knocked the Tooby's mobile home off of this cinder block foundation. It pulled out the stakes and sent it clear across the street. But as you can see, neighboring homes and even outbuildings were left untouched.
I have not been briefed as of yet on any other structural damage in that end of the county except in this one incident. It's just totally bizarre.
Neighbors say the Toobys lived on Port Royal Road for several years. They wonder if the couple had any warning before the storm hit. Friends and relatives left to pick up the pieces are hoping others will learn from this tragedy.
A lot of folks living in these mobile homes are under the impression that if it's tied down, they're safe. Well, obviously, these folks last night went to bed, but they didn't wake up this morning.
Leanne Jackson, Fox 17 News.
We're told that Karen Tooby was a teacher at Hazelwood Elementary and her husband Dennis was a welder. The strongest of the twisters touched down in Portland. 4 people were injured, 36 homes were damaged or destroyed, and minor damage is reported to 4 businesses and 2 churches. Fox 17's Craig Boswell has the story from Sumner County.
This littered field in Portland marks the beginning of the tornado's path of destruction. Very little remains of Dillard Barnes' trailer. Dillard and his wife Linda were inside when the twister struck.
She said the trailer was moving like that, and she got to holler my name. When I opened my eyes, I just seen tables and stuff in the trailer got to flipping. And when I come back to, I was laying over next to the refrigerator.
The impact broke one of his ribs. His wife remains hospitalized.
But it throwed her way out there where them chairs sitting out there.
A turned-over car, uprooted trees, and a trampoline swinging from a power line leads to Corey Cantrell's house. The storm lifted a roof off of a neighbor's garage, carried it more than 50 yards, and slammed it through the side of his home.
All this stuff crashed down the deck, and then we all went to the bathroom, and then I noticed all this.
2x4s from his neighbor's roof landed just a few feet away from his bed.
The National Weather Service says of all the tornadoes that struck last night, this was the strongest, able to send 2x4s in the roof all the way through portions of this house. The one that struck here last night was an F2.
It appears that the length of the tornado is about a mile long and probably about a half mile wide.
Enough damage to leave a lasting impression.
When it made all that big loud gust, well, everything come loose. Well, you get pretty shooken up.
In Portland, Craig Boswell, Fox 17 News.
The Sumner County Emergency Management Agency is still adding up the damage tonight. The storms also carved a trail of destruction through West Tennessee. Up next, we'll show you what the violent weather left behind. Storms didn't stop today's showdown between the Titans and Texans. Highlights are coming up in sports. And still ahead, one of the D.C. sniper suspects is reportedly accepting some of the blame.
Shania Twain. Ding!
I know the secret word,
What is it?
Shania Twain.
Don't miss our show Monday morning. If you loved Mama for Mama's Family, don't miss Our Mama Miss Puddin'. You'll be talking about her all day.
And a Mickey Mouse collection you have to see to believe. We'll see you at 6.
The faculty goes wild, and the students go wilder.
They're having sex in the building.
Boston Public.
Watch Monday night at 7.
Fox 17 News is brought to you by Nashville Carpet Center.
You're watching Fox 17 News.
Middle Tennessee isn't the only part of the state dealing with tornadoes and storm damage. The National Weather Service tells Fox 17 News at least 2 twisters touched down overnight in West Tennessee. One in Crockett County, where a nursing home was damaged. The other in Tipton County, northeast of Memphis, where minor damage was reported. A possible tornado may be to blame for the death of a 65-year-old woman in Carroll County, north of Jackson. One group is very busy tonight tracking the storms and alerting people to any possible dangers. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency is keeping an eye on the skies tonight from its operations center in South Nashville. TEMA stays in close contact with local emergency management and law enforcement agencies. The group says keeping people informed of possible threats is an important job.
Right now, the technology allows us just to do the best we can, maybe 5-10 minutes sometimes. That's why it's so crucial for people to act quickly when we put the warning out.
Damage assessment teams will be out surveying the aftermath tomorrow morning. The Titans go for their 4th straight win against a very familiar franchise. Paul Jones has your highlights of Old Houston versus New Houston later in the show. Plus, you'll meet a Metro judge who rules the courtroom with rodents. And up next, the younger sniper suspect reportedly makes a confession.
And this line of storms has been wreaking havoc all over Tennessee all day long with tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. Will it finally be ending? We'll tell you right after this.
The teenager suspected in the sniper attacks reportedly admits pulling the trigger in several shootings. 17-year-old John Lee Malvo reportedly told authorities he was sometimes the trigger man, sometimes the lookout. Malvo and John Muhammad could face charges for gunning down at least 19 people. 13 victims died in the attacks. New information tonight in a shooting we first told you about last night. Metro Police found a man shot multiple times inside this black car in East Nashville. Investigators are still looking into a motive. Witnesses reportedly saw 2 or 3 people standing outside the car firing inside.
Several people told us they saw 3 young male blacks running from the area right after the shooting. Can't say for certain that they were involved, but we do know that they were in the area at the time of the shooting.
The victim died at Vanderbilt Medical Center. Police have not released his name. JC's back now with more on the weather situation. A very, very busy night, overnight, and it continues.
It's been terrible. You talked about 2 had died during the early morning hours. We just had confirmed that 2 are dead in New Union in Coffee County. So we continue to have very severe weather. Good thing is the cold front is beginning to leave the area, but until then we still have plenty of things to talk to you about. Let's start off by showing you what we've seen so far. The rainfall on this map shows you exactly the lines that we experienced. This first line over to the southeastern portion of Tennessee. This is the first line we started to see moving through our area at about 3 p.m. this afternoon. Now the second line is the line of the cold front and the storms that we're seeing push through today, but this just shows you kind of the rainfall we are seeing over the entire afternoon. Now this is what it looks like. Rutherford County is getting some severe storms right here, but along this whole front you've got an entire front spanning the state that's pushing to the east at 50 miles an hour, causing very severe thunderstorms, bringing hail, heavy winds, of course lightning, and in many cases tornadoes, as we've told you about all day long. Let's go through those counties one more time. Van Buren, Cannon, DeKalb, Marshall, Rutherford, Smith, Wilson, and Bedford. These severe thunderstorms warnings are supposed to end at about 9:15, but they're still in effect right now. Now, what we have seen is that there is a storm 11 miles west of Spencer moving east at 50 miles an hour. So Van Buren, you're under a thunderstorm warning until 9:30. And I think we just got some latest from Van Buren right here. It says that this storm continues to move east at 50 miles an hour. So until 9:30, that's what you're dealing with. Now, as we go ahead and show you a little bit bigger of a picture, this is the only good thing I can tell you right now is that here is the front. It's pushing right through Middle Tennessee. So as you can see behind the front in Western Tennessee, you're going to see clearing skies, scattered showers, and much colder temperatures, as it was a very severe front, and we had severe storms due to the low pressure system and the trough involved with it. When I say severe, look at the lightning map. This just shows you how intense and what we've been dealing with. It's no surprise that tornadoes were spawned due to this system earlier this morning as well as this afternoon. Now, once again, just to show you your county watch to give you a better idea, here's the yellow is your severe thunderstorm warnings. Good thing is those tornado warnings that are still in effect off to the eastern part of Tennessee are not in our viewing area. But just to reiterate, Morgan, Roane, and Anderson are under tornado warnings over in eastern Tennessee. There's our 8 counties that are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 5 to 15 minutes. Now, watches continue for the majority of Middle Tennessee until 10 p.m. tonight. But look at Davidson County has cleared out because the storm system and the front has passed Nashville, just beginning to pass Rutherford County at the moment. Now, let's talk about what we saw today. High of 81, we set a record. Back in 1902, the highest temperature was 78 degrees, so today it got about 3 degrees warmer. That warm temperature added to the convection, added to the instability, and with that trough in our very tropical jet stream, this is really what intensified our storms all day long in the morning hours. Then things kind of cleared out, and then they picked up again in the afternoon hours. Tonight, 52, more storms continue. We're going to stay until midnight to give that front enough time to get to the eastern side of Tennessee. So Middle Tennessee, you've still got a couple more hours to deal with this. Tomorrow, the front has passed, and it is out of Kentucky and Tennessee and moving off closer to the Carolinas and the Virginias. So we'll start to see cooler temperatures, morning showers, and then afternoon clouds. High pressure will start to come in to clear things out and bring some sunshine. Just wanted to show you the Fox Futurecast. This is what we look like by the afternoon hour. Afternoon, we should start to see some drying weather. Also, just for tomorrow, reiterate, morning showers, cloudy afternoon, high of 60, and your 7-day planner shows you that things start to get better Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Wow, just a lot of activity.
It really has been. It's been very intense, and systems continue. I mean, the weather alerts continue to come in. So we'll update you at the end of the show about what the latest is at 9:30.
Your computers are beeping.
Warnings keep coming in.
All right, thanks a lot. Sure. Thanks for keeping us updated, JC. Meantime, the Titans take on the new team from Houston. We'll take you to the Coliseum, where defense was the name of the game, and we'll show you why one Metro judge is letting hundreds of rodents take over his office. The office of one Metro judge is overrun with mice, literally thousands of them. They're not the rodents you might be thinking of. These are prized possessions. Tonight, a look at Mickey Mania in our special report, The Collectors.
My name is Leon Rubin. I'm a judge for General Sessions Court, Division 8. I've been a judge since January 21st, 1981. Got on the council floor that night and said, let's quit Mickey Mousing around and let's get something done. And that's how I got started about 30 some odd years ago. People started bringing me Mickey Mouse stuff. I started collecting Mickey, and as you can see, I have quite a bit. Mickey Mouse golf balls, my Mickey Mouse house shoes, my pajamas, my toothbrush, my underwear. This is my favorite and one of my oldest. Yeah, everything has some story. I have Mickey telephones. I have 5 in my house, all different kinds. This is another favorite of mine. Shows that Mickey is not a square altogether. I'd say here in the office I have over 3,000 and probably close to that amount at home too. Anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 different items. I'm a young kid at heart. Once I'm on the bench, it's all business and responsibility. Judge Rubin is a Mickey Mouse collector. He has a tremendous collection. But let me assure you that when you go into his courtroom, it is not a Mickey Mouse operation.
And our series, The Collectors, continues next Sunday night on Fox 17 News. That's when you'll meet a mid-state woman who's devoted 2 decades to America's sweetheart. If you like Barbie, then you'll love this story. And tonight we hope to bring you the special report, Women in Worship, but due to our extensive severe weather coverage, unfortunately, we do not have time. Tune in to Fox 17 News tomorrow night for that report. And Paul Jones is here now to talk about the Titans and the Texans going at it at the Coliseum.
They were able to avoid most of the bad weather over there at the Coliseum, and I think the fans pretty happy with what they got out there for the Titans. Just ahead in sports, the Titans call it winning ugly. But you know what? A win's a win, and that's 4 straight now. Also, you knew it would happen sooner or later. The Lady Vols season is underway, and the Preds hoping to avoid the snowball effect against the Avalanche. It's all next.
The Pentagon recently canceled 400,000 government credit cards, representing 20% of all cards in the hands of civilian and military personnel. The cards were intended for official purchases, but numerous cases of misuse have surfaced, including strip club visits, escort services, tobacco and alcohol purchases, casino gambling, and even purchasing false teeth for a pet. The Pentagon did not take action until after news stories turned up embarrassing cases. Yet only a handful of responsible parties have been punished for leaving Uncle Sam with the tab. The American taxpayer is a victim in all of this. It is our hard-earned tax dollars that are being misspent. In a time when we demand greater responsibility and accountability, isn't it about time the government assume just some? That's the point. Send your comments to me at newscentral.tv. I'm Mark Hyman.
You're watching Fox 17 Sports, voted best sportscast in Tennessee by the Associated Press for the 2nd year in a row.
Defensive tackle Henry Ford said it was kind of scary there at the end, and I don't blame him, but the Titans can relax now because they did just enough to squeak by the expansion Houston Texans. As usual, Steve McNair wasn't going to miss this one despite a sore toe that kept him out of practice. Here he connects with Derek Mason, who fights his way just across the goal line. It gives the Titans a 7-0 first quarter lead. Second quarter, same score. Houston's rookie quarterback David Carr, fumbles the snap. Keith Bullitt quickly jumps in to scoop it up. The Titans take over at the Texans 12. It leads to a field goal. 10-3 Titans at the half. McNair looking for little-used tight end Shad Meyer. maybe he should use them a little more. Great catch for a 17-yard touchdown, 17-3 Titans into the fourth. That's when Houston finds some life. Carr to Jared Baxter with 3 minutes to go. The Texans within a TD after the TD, and Jeff Fisher over on the sideline thinking, this isn't Cleveland all over again, is it? Carr hoping for a game-winning drive with 1:15 left. Instead, he's intercepted by Lance Schulters. The defense saves the day in a 17-10 Titan victory. Here's Coach.
It's the second week in a row now where our defense is showing signs of being able to make plays when they need to and get off the field and do the right things. And so, I thought overall defensively that we did a nice job.
Jeff Fisher likes his defense and he loves Steve McNair's toughness. So does Skip Baldwin, who has more on a tale of two quarterbacks.
You could tell that all was not quite right with Steve McNair. Playing with a painful turf toe, he threw 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, just enough to beat the Texans.
That's something I've been doing well for the last 3 or 4 years, is just putting the pain in the back of my head and, and just living the effect after the game.
That's a soldier. That's a tough soldier. Plays on our side.
On the other side, the Titans teed off on Texans rookie quarterback David Carr. He was sacked 4 times and pressured into 2 interceptions, including the game clincher by Lance Schulters.
During the week, the coaching staff felt that we could get to him and pressure him and, just studying our notes and, just playing physical football, and that's what we did.
Defense, came to play today. We made plays all day. We got off to him early. Didn't let him breathe hardly.
They've given up the most sacks in the NFL, so, that kind of rings in your head.
Carr will likely spend the next 2 days packed in ice. As for Steve McNair, he'll have that big toe packed in ice. He'll need to get the swelling down as quickly as possible with the red-hot Steelers coming to town. At the Coliseum, I'm Skip Baldwin, Fox 17 Sports.
All right, thank you, Skip. On to college hoops, where the Lady Vols season has officially begun, and it all starts with the team they have a lot in common with. Both UT and Oklahoma losing to UConn in the Final Four last March. The State Farm Tip-Off Classic up for grabs now, and the Sooners in maroon having problems with turnovers, 25 of them in all. This one leading to Kara Lawson's pretty feed to Lori Moore. The Lady Vols scored the first 10 points of the game and led by 8 at the half. Second half, off the Oklahoma miss, it's Lawson again, coming up court, threading the needle to Gwen Jackson. Jackson a career-high 29 points as the Lady Vols roll over OU 94-68. The Lady Doors opener is still 13 days away, but they also hit the court Sunday. Chantel Anderson leading the way against the Reebok All-Stars. 19 points as Melanie Balcom watches on. Sophomore Tia Battle, a nice game as well. The steal, and she's on her way for an easy layup. Battle scored 12. The Lady Doors a shoe-in, beating the Reebok All-Stars 87-54. Hockey now, with the Preds continuing their long stretch of road games. Game 6 of the 7-game swing at Colorado. A little over a minute into the game, the Preds attack. Brent Gilchrist drops the puck to Wyatt Smith. He then rips it past Patrick Waugh. Smith's first of the season. 1-0 Preds after 1. Move to the third period. Game tied at 3. There's a loose puck in front of the Avalanche net. Preds trying to get it to go. Vladimir Orzog, Johnny on the spot, pokes it free. The Preds, congratulations to them. They win their second game of the year, 4-3 over the Avalanche. And that's a look at sports.
Okay, thanks very much. And we want to recap our big story tonight. The string of deadly storms pounding Middle and West Tennessee. 2 people are dead in Coffee County, killed from injuries they suffered when a tornado touched down in the area of New Union this evening. That twister reportedly demolished 2 homes as well as several mobile homes and a church. We have a news crew on the way, and we'll have more information tomorrow on Mornings on Fox 17. In addition, 2 other people were killed early this morning along Port Royal Road in rural Montgomery County. Dennis and Karen Tooby died when a tornado destroyed their mobile home. In Sumner County, 4 people were injured and 36 homes were badly damaged or destroyed when a powerful tornado touched down in Portland. Minor damage is reported to 4 other businesses and 2 churches. At least 2 twisters touched down overnight in West Tennessee. One in Crockett County, where a nursing home was damaged. The other caused minor damage in Tipton County, northeast of Memphis. A possible tornado may be to blame for the death of a 65-year-old woman in Carroll County. That's north of Jackson. And JC's here for one last look. We have some power outages tonight, too.
Yes, to add to the destruction, 4,000 to 5,000 scattered power power outages in Davidson County alone. That was reported to us by National Electric Service. Also taking a last look, I believe the Van Buren thunderstorm warning has been canceled. It expired at 9:30, but now that we are done with tornado warnings and thunderstorm warnings, we do have flood warnings in effect through Coffee, Van Buren, Warren, White, and Cumberland counties. That's until 12:15 a.m. due to all the showers and thunderstorms we experienced today. Now, we are still under a tornado watch for most of middle and eastern Tennessee, and that will expire at 10 p.m. as the storm system continues to move east at 50 miles an hour towards eastern Tennessee. You can see the brunt of it actually just moving through those counties we just mentioned, such as Van Buren, Cannon, and DeKalb, where there's still some intensive storms, but the tornado warnings in our viewing area have all expired. Now, as we take a look into tomorrow, you'll start off with morning showers, not storms, but showers. This could add to the flood warnings due to the saturated ground, and temperatures start to cool down with some sunshine later on.
Okay, and some people may be cleaning up for several more days.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for keeping us updated. And thank you for joining us. Have a great week.